Before the word, before thought, there was breath. Invisible yet eternal, it traveled across dimensions and memories, awaiting remembrance. This journey is more than technique, more than method. It is a pilgrimage to reconnect with the original design. A frequency that isn't imposed but awakened. Here, every inhalation is a homecoming. Every exhalation a release of the past. And the body is the living codex that decodes light through breath. Prepare yourself, not to understand but to vibrate. Not to learn but to remember. Because whoever breathes consciously restores their power, their lineage, their mission. Before we begin this video, remember to subscribe and hit the like button. Picture it like this. From the moment we first open our eyes, the air penetrates us as if carrying secrets. But it's not ordinary air, not just oxygen, it's stellar memory encoded. And some know it, those who remember. Those who felt that by breathing, something else observes, guides, activates them. Arcturian breathing isn't taught, it's revealed. It isn't studied, it's awakened. As if an ancient pulse, hidden in the marrow of the universe, begins to rumble in your chest, resonating with a language you never knew you spoke. In that moment there is no body, no time, only frequency. A vibration coursing through your flesh and turning it into light. The elders of the Arcturian lineage didn't heal wounds, they decoded the cause behind the pain. They read breath the way others read the stars. And they knew that when breath is guided with intention, it can pierce through layers of density that words alone cannot dissolve. Have you ever felt like the world weighs more than it should? They knew it. That's why breath isn't just survival, it's liberation. It's a reminder. It's a key. To inhale from this frequency is not to take in air, it is to access origin. To exhale is not to release carbon dioxide, it is to offer what no longer belongs. Each breathing cycle is a ritual without visible altar. An activation code that turns biology into cosmos, the personal into the universal. Many believe breathing is simple, automatic. But those who cross this threshold know there are ways to breathe that awaken memories not just yours, but from the collective soul. Because the body, that living temple, recognizes when it's spoken to in its true language. And Arcturian breathing is that language, symbolic, subtle, undeniable. When you feel it, do not dismiss it. You are being called, not to a place, not to an idea, but to a frequency that breathes you from within. Because the first act of healing is not treatment. It is conscious inhalation. The rest will arise as memory awakened. When breath becomes geometry, something profound unfolds. The body ceases to be mere flesh and becomes architecture of light. You are not inhaling air. You are breathing sacred patterns that reconstruct what you forgot you were. It's as though each inhalation draws a spiral, a hexagon, a golden circle within you, aligning your organs, your energy, your intention. In Arcturian breathing, each shape carries a code. When you breathe and visualize a sphere expanding in your chest, you're not imagining, you're activating. Shapes hold memory, and air carries them as invisible symbols. Thus, rhythm is not arbitrary. There are pulses synchronized with universal frequencies. As if by inhaling from that geometry, you connect with structures of the cosmos that sustain your being. Many have felt it with closed eyes, a hum, an inner light, a sensation of indescribable alignment. It is the body responding to a language it finally understands. Each breath becomes a dance between the tangible and the invisible, between physical organ and the vibrational field enveloping it. This is how the internal healing chamber opens. Not with doors but with intention. Not with walls but with symbols. A space that is not in the body but permeates it. There the Arcturian lineage operates. Not with scalpels but with light. Not with medicine but with frequencies. The chamber activates when you decide to construct it with breath, shape its geometry with ritual imagination, and infuse it with blue, golden, violet light, whatever your body asks for. In this chamber, every breath is a tool of purification. Air enters and sweeps through, as though carrying the wisdom of distant stars. Exhalation doesn't just empty, it transforms. And the body responds, it relaxes, vibrates, remembers. Breathing within that chamber, you are not alone. Memories accompany you. Not yours but those of the shared field. The body stops holding symptoms and begins to emit light. Not by miracle, but by being heard in its true language. And so, slowly everything aligns. The heart pulses in geometry. The mind quiets. The skin vibrates. And everything that once felt broken begins to reorganize. Not as it was, but as it was meant to be from the origin. That is the power of breath when it is taken as code, not habit. Breathing is no longer surviving. It is creating. When you reach this point, the body is no longer mere breathing flesh. It is vibrating memory. But within that vibration lie hidden layers. Information, trapped codes, inherited memories, unseen but felt. Arcturian breathing enters these places like a light knowing where to pass untouched. And it does so at the cellular level. Because cells do more than obey, they remember. To breathe from this frequency is to turn breath into a key unlocking forgotten files. Not just in the mind but in the genetic blueprint. As though DNA recognizes the pattern and says, "This is mine. This is me," before distortion. Each inhalation activates dormant particles. Each exhalation purges what was never meant to inhabit that original design. You may feel a subtle vibration. A shift in internal density. As if something begins to reorganize from within. And it's not metaphorical. It's biological, energetic, spiritual. The body responds because breathing ceases to be mechanical. And becomes ceremony. A reprogramming that doesn't impose. But awakens what was always inscribed. Then comes integration. Not as conclusion but expansion. What was once an intimate practice becomes a mission to the field. You no longer breathe for yourself. You breathe so healing ripples beyond your skin. By activating this frequency, the body becomes transmitter, a bridge between dimensions. You begin to perceive how your breath touches spaces, times, people. Not by force but resonance. And the body, often viewed as fragile, becomes a symbol of connection between physical and spiritual planes. You need not shout or display. Just breathe from the correct frequency, and the world will feel it. At the closing of this cycle, it's not about ending, but remaining in vibration. Continuing to breathe as one who emits light, as one who sings without voice, as one who transforms without touching. Because air no longer enters as need, it enters as purpose. And in that purpose, the body doesn't merely heal, it becomes medicine for others. Each breath from this space no longer belongs only to you. The universe breathes you. It reminds you of the mission. It turns you into living frequency. You have crossed 5 portals. 5 memories of the body you didn't know were yours. 5 ways of breathing that do not seek to heal symptoms, but to ignite your origin. Now air no longer enters by reflex. It enters by will, by alchemy, by purpose. You don't breathe just to live. You breathe to expand, to create, to remember who you are in the cosmic symphony. There is no ending, only integration, because everything you have inhaled is now breathing you. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. See you in the next one.